Sierra.
Okay.
All right, it is 7:05. We are at 5 Oaks on Warson. This is the Park and Rec Commission meeting, November 19th. Beverly, will you call the roll, please?
I will. Chairperson Rich,
Here.
Commissioner Person,
Present.
Commissioner Carey,
Here.
Commissioner Todd,
Here.
Vice Chair Hanson,
On the way.
Neil, absent. Buchalter, absent. Okay, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you.
And also present on.
Also present, but do not count towards the quorum,
Right.
is Vice Chair Maxine Weil and Parks and Recreation Director Beverly Tucker Knight.
All right.
I'm not a vice chair.
Oh, Chair Pro Tem. My apologies. You're not Vice Mayor.
I'm not vice chair.
No,
All right.
no, you're,
Item number 2. Hearing from citizens. Do we have any one-on-one?
let me.
And do we have any correspondence?
I don't see. Participants. Nope,
That's
no,
another
no
one.
one's,
Any written communication?
we have none.
All right, minutes. Did everyone get a chance to look at the minutes? PDF that you were sent. Any corrections or comments?
I was not there. I don't.
Was
He
it,
was busy, Robin.
yeah, robbing the loop? When you read through, did you have any, did it give you enough
Questions?
information
Yeah.
about everything? Okay, good.
Okay. All right, someone motion to accept and approve the events?
We go on to accept the October minutes.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Any
Any opposed? Any abstention? Okay, perfect. Item number 5, summer camp annual report.
Okay, so this evening, we have a report for you on our summer camp program. So we have some new commissioners. So what we do is every large program division within the Parks and Recreation Department gives an annual report to the Parks and Recreation Commission. This is an opportunity for the commission to hear about the programs, to hear the feedback, what went well, what didn't go well, and our fees. And we moved to this model when we removed the fees from the city ordinance so that we could be more flexible and stay more in keeping with the times with our programming. So this was a way for the commission to really get a good understanding of what we're doing in the department. So this evening we have the summer camp program, and in future you'll have youth sports. We do facility rentals, all of that. So this evening I'd like to introduce TJ Beasley, our recreation supervisor in charge of programs, and 5 Oaks on Warson, and Jill Vogt, our recreation coordinator, who's in charge of recreation programming. So take it away. Let me make sure I have my screen shared. Just one moment, because that would be bad if I didn't share the screen. Ah. Share. All right, share. Okay, we are now sharing online. And I will try and forward the presentation. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Thank you.
So we'll be looking over our summer camps in Olivet. This is the. So we do contract camps in Olivet and program camps. Our contract camps are, they are our camps that like through math science, through, oh my gosh, Josh, through Lego. That's through. So the differences between the two is, with staff, program camps are, we staff that, the city does. Contract staff is hired by the contractor. Our pricing structure, the difference between those is that prices are set by the city to recover direct program cost. And then, contract camps, a vendor sets a base price. We add on to that percentage for overhead. And then with fee waivers, these are only offered by our program camps. So those are our free and reduced lunch, sibling discounts and AP discounts.
And fee waivers is our answer to scholarships for children that are unable to afford. Next slide.
So our contract camps that we had over, last year were, we had a spring break camp with Circus Kaput that, we ran, there was 29 out of 30 campers signed up. That is for 5 to 12 years old. The camp runs from 9 to 3, and then our pricing is similar to, Camp Five Oaks, with it being $199 for members and residents and $224 for the general public.
The 29 and 30, it's a capacity of 30.
Yes, so the 29 is how many signed up, 30 is the max. And then we also ran this one in the beginning of the summer, so we did this during our training week, so that parents still have an option to send their children to camp. 16 signed up out of the 30, so we run that at least half, so with 16 signing up, we, did that. And then Mad Science, we did at the end of the summer in August. It was called Nuts and Bolts. It was full, with 20 out of 20 campers. All of these we try and keep within that 5 to 12-year-old, range. And, that one, again, ran from 9 to 3. Now, this one is with Mad Science. They have a price that they give me that they're looking to make per camper, and then I have to put a percentage on top of that. So, that was $315 for members and residents and $350 for the general. We also did Bricks for Kids, also known as Lego Camp. We did a Super Mario Brothers Lego Camp. That one unfortunately only did have 4 out of 20, but they did still run. And then, but Minecraft Camp, we did 22 out of 20.
How did that work?
So whenever I start getting a little bit of a wait list, I reach out and ask, is there any way I can put more people in it to get these kids off of this wait list? And they gave me the okay to do that. And then with that, though, with Lego Camp, it's only a half-day camp, so they either run 9 a.m. to noon or 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And $164 for member and residents, $189 for general population. So we'll be holding another Circus Kaput camp this spring, so we'll do that over spring break. And then we're going to move them a little later in the summer to August to see if we can get a little more buildup of campers into that. And then we're also, I have booked Mad Science and Crayola camps for next.
And I'll add in with our contract camp, we use those before and after our program camp. To again give parents options when school is out. And the ones at the end of the summer were much more popular because there's just not camps out there for parents to go there.
Yeah.
So is there a reason that members don't get more of a discount than residents on these things?
Oh, but it's just members
It's-
/ residents, because they're both paying into.
No, I understand, but I'm thinking of another feature that we can get more members.
Well, because the base rate doesn't go
No, I
up.
understand that.
Or you saying like.
I'm just saying this is.
Oh, so you're
another
saying
benefit.
it'd be cheaper for if you were a member, cheaper if you're a member?
Yeah, it would be.
We-
You're a member and a resident.
No, I mean, if you're a member, you would have one rate, if you're a resident but not a member.
Yeah.
Your rate.
Right,
And
right.
Yeah,
Because
that's
if
You're a
certainly,
non-resident member.
So what's our,
Aviation.
and I'm just thinking in terms of helping the marketing.
Yeah, he's right, it's confusing, what if you're a non-resident member?
you still get the member rate. If non-residents that are members still get the member rate.
Okay,
So for Mad Science, last year they were wanting 260 a child. And then for Bricks for Kids, it was 124, I believe.
So we're marking it up
Mhm.
roughly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
30%?
Yes.
But members of council.
So I guess why don't we have a program camp for a month?
So it becomes an issue of staffing.
Oh,
Because you have a lot of staff that is going back to college or getting ready for high school, or they're starting their, sports. Like, I can generally maybe get them a week into August and then that's it.
And even that last week at camp, there are
A lot.
college students who are already getting ready to go back to school.
Universal problem.
Yeah, it's not just us, right?
there's
Yeah.
kids, parents still need to send their kids somewhere.
They do.
Just
Which is,
expand
yeah,
that program.
which is why we do the contract
That's
camps.
right.
And what you'll find also is that a lot of other contract camps have difficulty getting staff too. So the options for the contract camps diminish as well. And that's why our camps tend to fill in August, because we're in the only agencies able to kind of field a team during that time.
So I try and reach all the way up to that first day of school for them.
Okay.
Yeah, we do the best we can.
And how do those prices compare to municipalities around us?
They are very comparable. Some are a little less, some are a little more. It really just depends on what percentage people are putting on top of.
Right. When we set the fees, we look at the other cities. Some are heavily subsidized. So Florissant traditionally is very, very cheap. Now there are a lot of camps in this region and a lot of them are much more expensive than ours. MICDS does camps that are,
And we do have a spreadsheet coming up.
oh, we do. All right. Never mind.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I don't mean to get ahead of the game.
Before you get there, so how do we decide the number we think we can fill?
So that is based upon what they set. So when I reach out to a contractor like Mad Science, they tell me what their minimum number to run, what their maximum number to run, so that they stay within a ratio.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, it's their staff to camper ratio.
Okay.
And generally, it's a minimum 10 campers, maximum 20 campers. Now with Circuits Kaput, oh my gosh, Josh is willing to take on that 30, so that's why I can get a little bit more in.
And he uses the gym.
Yeah.
Whereas Med Science, they're doing science
use the room.
activities, they use a room, yeah, so you get into room, you get into materials and all of that, yeah.
So with our program camp, we did have a name change from Camp O to Camp Five Oaks this year. So for this summer, we offered camp for ages 5 to 12. Our maximum capacity is 60 campers a week. Our hours are 8 AM to 3 PM. That is an 8-week duration. So we do 8 one-week sessions. Our rates are $199 for members and residents for 5 days, $189 for 4 days. Those are days where we have weeks where we have Juneteenth and 4th of July. Then for general, it's $224 for 5 days and $214 for 4 days. We offer aftercare, which goes from the end of camp at 3 PM until 5:30. That's $59 for members or residents for 5 days, $49 for 4 days. And then $74 for general, $64 for 4 days. Now, this is where we get into our free waiver programs, like we talked about a little bit earlier. If a camper is on free lunch at school, which they have to provide their paper to me to prove that they are getting that, they get a 50% discount on camp. If they are on reduced lunch, they get a 25% discount. Our other rates that we do have, we have a family rate of sibling discount of 10% off of siblings. And then we also offer an 8-week discount. So if they sign up for all 8 weeks at one time, they get 10% off, which roughly saves them about a week.
So can they get that and the sibling discount?
No, one or the other.
And do we limit the number of kids we'll take and reduce the free lunch program?
No.
Or what, it's whatever we did?
It's whatever we get.
And it fluctuates widely.
Mhm.
And then the reason we use the free juice lunch
Like a
program is
staff
so, yeah, so that then we do not have to ask someone's financial information. We really want to protect people's dignity and do it as easily as possible. They have a letter from the school that gives the details, and then they just show us that letter. So we really want it to
But
be
we
as
advertise
simple.
that, so we make them.
We do. Everyone is aware. Yeah, we put it in the activity guide in the camp brochure.
Um,
Next slide.
So Camp Five Oaks by the numbers, we served a total of 378 children over 8 weeks. Now, what that looks like is some of those campers we see multiple weeks in a row, some we only see once during the summer. But that equates to 137 unique campers that came to us, so. Our average was 47 campers per week this year, with a total revenue of $88,238. Camp expenses were $65,544. That excludes department costs, so like, full-time salaries, things of that nature. What it does include is any camp supplies that we buy. Our ACA membership, which that's,
American Camping
Camp
Association.
T-shirts for both leaders and campers. Our field trip expenses, staff wages, credit card fees, and this year we partnered with the APA. We made a payment to them based upon, sorry, the things that they provided for camp. And then our largest expenses are, of course, staff wages, transportation, and field trip costs. So some adaptations that we made this year with camp. First, we had all 8 weeks of camp here at Five Oaks this summer. That included the use of the multipurpose room, the gym, the indoor playground, the kitchen, and of course, Forest Park. Our pros, the parking lot works beautifully for pickup and drop off with our circle. More choices for aftercare, so they could play in the indoor playground, they could play in the gym, they could play board games in here. So they have a little more feasibility of running off a little energy in the afternoon if they still have it. Very easy access to Orson Park, they just walk up the Greenway Trail. They like that we made our snacks, and one day a week we'd make our snack in the kitchen together. They always looked forward to it. They love the indoor playground. Of course, this is a newer facility than Hillcrest was. Just by a bit. We have AC throughout the facility. If you've ever been up to Hillcrest, they do not. We had more full-time staff interactions with campers this summer. We also had more interactions with the public, which I know quite a few of the public like seeing the campers around. And then utilizing the Greenway, I've had actually a lot more campers bike and walk to camp this year, so.
Really nice.
Mhm.
They also use the Greenway to walk down to Indian Meadows Park and use the splash pad there and their playground. So it gave them a little bit more freedom and flexibility, and of course, they walk down supervised. We don't just send them down.
Yes.
Assume that.
Sarah,
You say, go out and play for till 5.
Yeah.
our only cons is we don't have a permanent Gaga ball pit. Up in Morrison Park, I was able to buy it's a collapsible one this summer, so we do have that. Yeah.
Where's the Gaga?
So
It's a raid. It is a raid.
that think dodgeball, but you have to keep the ball on the ground. There is an
Yeah,
octagonal pit.
yes.
Okay.
So when the camp was at Stacy, we had one that we set up with pallets, and then we also had that at the old community center. And then we were at Hillcrest, they have a permanent one that's
Mhm.
built there.
Yeah, when you
So-
get hit, you're out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you played all the last.
And it's just like any game that really takes off in elementary school. There's all these shibboleths and
Mhm.
special rules, and it can get very competitive. So we really limit the time they can play to keep it very exciting.
We lay down the rules. And like whenever before they go play Gaga ball, we review the rules that are Camp Five Oaks rules.
Yes. Cause then they, yeah,
When I grew up there.
yeah.
And then, there was, one of our other cons was just wear and tear to the multipurpose room and.
it was quite severe, so.
Is there a way to minimize that?
Is it
Uh,
worth the investment?
Yeah.
Is it worth the investment of looking at like the plastic chairs for the summer and do we have a storage space?
Yeah, we're doing some brainstorming. You'll hear some more about that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
So then our curriculum, we, every day scheduled items, we have free play outside, we also have structured play outside, lunch and snack time. Our weekly scheduled items, so we do a different theme each week, and underneath that theme, we do an arts and crafts project that goes with it, we do a STEM project. Our snack normally kind of matched that theme, and then our field trip matches pretty close to it. Other things that we do, each week, we have structured playtime in the gym and then playtime in the indoor playground. Our field trips this summer were, we went to Aquaport on weeks 2, 4, 6, and 8. That is generally the field trip they all love. It is the most stressful field trip though. And then, week 1, we went to the St. Louis Zoo. Week 3, we went out to Powder Valley.
What is powder? mill?
So that is the Missouri Department of Conservation out in Kirkwood. It is, they have a.
Nature center.
They have a
We went
nature
on a
center.
field trip when we were in third grade.
That's a really cool
It
facility.
is.
It's called something else.
Oh, but yes, it did. It was,
Okay.
yes.
It's like a 270 and 44.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
called powder. mill.
It's a fantastic.
Oh, yes,
place.
I very much encourage going out there. It's very
Yeah,
neat. They
it's
have
really cool.
walking trails, they have an indoor facility.
Lots of animals and
Yeah.
insects and
Mhm.
reptiles and amphibians. Yeah, the kids love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then on week 5, we went to Grants Farm. And then week 7, we went to the Science Center. Okay, so here's our camp comparisons with other local camps. So we have, St. Louis County, they only charge 120 a week. Maryland Heights.
This is 2026, is that?
So yes, so that is pricing for
For, yeah,
next
this
year.
is for next year. So they've
Yes.
already done the survey for next year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maryland Heights, 195 a week for residents, 225 for non-residents. Chesterfield, 150 a week for residents, 190 for non-residents. Crestwood is, whenever you get into decimal points, it's because they don't do weekly camps. Crestwood does 2-week sessions, so that's why you get decimal points. But 103.75 for residents a week, 116.25 for non-residents. Richmond Heights is 220 a week for residents, 225 for non-residents. Kirkwood is 190 a week for residents, 235 for non-residents. Webster Groves, 135 a week for residents, 155 for non-residents. De Pere is 200 for residents, 240 for non-residents. Manchester, 137.50 for residents, 165 for non-residents. I threw Wentzville in there just because I had their numbers. They're 220 a week for residents, 270 for non-residents. Then YMCA's Maryland Heights is 185 for residents, 225 for non-residents. Brentwood YMCA is 180 for residents, 200 for non-residents. And then the J in Creve Coeur is 330 a week for residents, 355 for non-residents. A big thing you have to remember about a lot of these though is they have pool attached.
So the ones at schools, are they typically higher?
We're running pretty close with them.
Yeah.
But one of their things that they're not paying for that we are is to go to a pool.
Oh, right, the transportation costs,
Mhm.
right.
So give us our numbers again.
Yes, so is 199 a week for residents and 224 a week for non-residents.
Yeah.
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 I say we're pretty on par with most of them.
So you can tell when you look at Chesterfield doesn't have a community center, so where do they put that camp?
So up until last year, it was in the mall.
Okay,
They are at one of their parks.
I think they're at Central.
And the ones that are outdoors,
Okay, it's
Kirkwood,
Central.
so Kirkwood is 100% outdoors?
They're kind of similar to us,
Okay.
they're outdoors as much as possible, but they do have
Right.
indoor facilities.
Okay. Great, great. And then, the other thing that comes to play with this is which agents, some agencies, as you can tell, do a deeper subsidy for their programs than we do. And we really try and recoup back our operating costs.
Cause like I can tell you, like, Ferguson, they're charging next year $110 a week for 6 AM to 7 PM. You can drop your kid off anytime.
That model just doesn't work for us. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Right. But then again, our fee waiver program really
Mhm.
helps. So
Yes.
as we increase our fees, we know that everyone it keeps camp accessible to everyone.
And a lot of those. do.
Yeah. What you don't see on here are the private camps.
Yes.
So the private camps are typically double this.
Yes, so I can tell you MICDS is currently about 500 a week.
Yes. And their staff are pretty much the same staff we have. They're high school and college kids. Yeah, so is their programming better? Their facilities are better. They've got the pool on site. They do advanced things. They bring in robotics and different things like that, but the leadership is very similar.
Well, we've upped our game quite a bit.
We have, yeah, we really have.
So some feedback from our parents this year. So, some survey metrics, just so you know, we sent out a survey on, August 1st, which that was the last day of camp. We also sent it out on August 15th to try and drum up some more. We had a total of 41 responses, which is 13 more than we got last year. Because we got 28 last year. Some of the parents' comments from their overall satisfaction with camp. So, we only attended 1 week and my daughter seemed to enjoy camp. Great camp and our daughter loved it. My son loved all of the counselors, the indoor playground and all of the field trips. He had so much fun. We can't wait to go back. My kid said the new location made camp more fun this year. We love Camp Five Oaks, the counselors, Jill being so present and involved, the activities and field trips, the price point. This was a camper's quote. It's not that fun and I'd rather do other things. And then, our kid had a great time. See you next year. I know another feedback I had gotten from a camper's parent via email was they had come to our parent meeting, which was new this year, which the parents were able to come. We kind of went over what camp looked like and they were able to ask all of their questions. I had one parent who specifically reached out and said, this is so well structured, I'm signing her up for more than just the 1 week I started. So that's good. Some improvements that we'll be doing next year. Ordering our t-shirts sooner so we can give them out at our parent night. We were able to, this year we gave out their pickup signs, thank you. And we want to include the t-shirt with that too, so it can just be a bundle, here you go. And then planning more, this year we only planned the first 4 weeks of camp with the counselors. Next year, my goal is to plan almost all 8 during training, so that they are ready to go day 1 for all 8 weeks. Improving counselor training by adding more time to play games, so them learning different games, new games, improved upon games, learning our rules to things, because like we said, everybody's got different rules. Going over scenarios, acting out how to deal with situations that do come up at camp, so that they are not stunned when something out of the ordinary happens. Having more structured play outside. That's one of our goals, is to get them outside as much as possible. And then the other thing we're gonna go with is only lead counselors can have their cell phones outside of an emergency at camp. We don't want to see their cell phones. And then, more structured play during drop off and pickup. That was one of the things that the parents had asked us, that had mentioned to us, was, having that structured time still during those hours.
So, do you talk about training in here? Should I mention that now?
You go for
Okay,
it.
so we do 5 days of training for the staff before they work with the kids. And we hire a range of young people, so between kids in high school, this is their very first job, to people from in college that have worked multiple camps, other places, or for us. Then they also go through CPR certification if they don't have it already. And as you can imagine, the kids that have never had a job before, it's a very interesting training. We do it. It's the tradition that's done in Parks and Recreation is to do this in-service training. It's the tradition I came up with the 5 days of training, sometimes 6. Not all agencies do it. Some agencies do 1 day. So I think that it's really important that we do that week, and that's why we don't offer camp during that week, and that's why we try and offer a contract during that time. But it is pretty involved, and we have definitely seen a shift in the skill sets that the kids are coming in that are working for us. So reliance on cell phones is a problem, and we work to address that. Also, the ability to stand in front of a group and speak is very difficult for them. So we do a lot of coaching with that. A lot of them come in with no prior experience of going to camp themselves. So they don't know camp songs. So that is a very interesting dynamic to suddenly not just teach them additional camp songs, but teach them what a camp song is, how to sing it, and how to do it all the time. So it is, each year, it seems a little progressively harder, and the amount of information we have to give them is a little bit more. So kudos to Jill and TJ for doing a really thorough training. We had a very cohesive staff this year. It was a marked improvement over previous years. So I'm very appreciative of that, and I just know it's going to get better and better. We've had previous summer camps back many years ago that I referred to as Lord of the Flies. So that is not something that we do now. It is very structured. There's a program. The themes are fantastic. A lot of care goes into selecting where they're going to go on these field trips. So I'm very pleased with this camp program, and I know it's going to get even better.
The other thing I was gonna add on top of that, we also have a CIT program, which is counselor in training. We take 14 and 15-year-olds, and we saw a markedly uptick in the amount of CITs I had this past summer, which was wonderful. I have some CITs who will work with me all 8 weeks. Some will do a couple of weeks here and there. All we ask from them is 3 weeks to commit to. And a lot of my then coming up counselors, I am able to do like an informal interview at that point of how are you talking to the kids? How are you playing with them? Are you sitting over here on your cell phone and not paying attention to them? And it makes it a lot easier to then hire really good counselors that then become lead counselors and hopefully one day become my director.
Yes. Yes, that would be fantastic.
So do we charge for that?
The CIT program, we do not, because they're volunteering. for us.
So they come for free.
They get community service hours.
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
they're not coming for free. They're required to work. They
Yeah,
have to do jobs.
we're
Yeah.
not charging them. We're
We don't
giving them
charge them.
service hours.
We're giving them service hours, exactly. And a lot of the schools require it. Yeah,
Do we give many repeat counselors?
we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I,
Want to come?
last year, about half of my staff came back from the previous year.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And the ones that return, I mean, each year they're more and more solid. And then it's heartbreaking because around their junior, senior year in college, they get that pressure from the parents to do an internship. So we always tell them, you can do an internship with us.
Yes.
But it doesn't always
It's not what the parents.
That is, yeah, some of the parents have in mind. But you know, the skills that these young people learn in leading camp are phenomenal. We have someone here who leads our parade because you have summer camp in your background, right? Yeah, a little.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, we talk about that during, because I do an introduction and I talk about how this is something that they will take forward on their resumes, and that when I see that someone's worked in camp, because I worked in camp myself, I know what that entails. I know that means that they had to learn to talk to parents, they had to be responsible for young people, which is a really important thing for them to understand. These are families, you know, dear, beloved, most important possessions, and the trust that they have in trusting their children to us. We cannot emphasize that enough. We don't want to scare them, so they don't want to come to work anymore, but we really emphasize that importance and the things that they do that the kids want to emulate, and they see that throughout the summer. If a leader is wearing his sunglasses a certain way, tucking his shirt a certain way, doing his hair a certain way, halfway through the summer, you start seeing some of the kids doing that. So they can really see the influence they're having on these young people.
I had children crying at the end of camp because they were going to miss their leaders.
Yeah, we had very good leaders. Yeah, very good leaders this year. And this year we gave all the leaders a membership because we really wanted them to use the facility. And then since then, some of them actually bought memberships because they live locally. So that was really nice to see that. Yeah. Oh, so it's your question time. Question time.
I was trying not to interrupt you through. So you're probably not gonna have this answer, and that's okay. So one of the things you talked about was camp costs.
Mhm.
Then I wouldn't expect you to, as part of that, to have the sunk cost from the building and all the people, but we roughly have an idea what that is? Just, I mean, obviously, camp shouldn't pay for that, but, how much are we helping city council, pay for our own activities?
We have not done a breakdown of full-time staff. That's not an exercise we've done with any of our programs. We label that indirect overhead
Okay.
because if camp were to be eliminated, our full-time staff would still
We'd
be
still
here.
have, yes, why?
Right. And we don't, the city structure does not bill us for the time of finance and HR.
Okay.
We do handle a lot of our HR tasks here with the part-time staff. So all of the part-time staff, recruitments, interviews, hiring is done here, not in HR. And then they send the documentation to HR and then they get them into payroll. So that all happens here. So that is the cost savings we're giving to City Hall. The cost of the time the building's not being used, we have not factored that in. We are working on getting just an overall operating cost of what it costs to open the door every day. But camp is occupying a time that's not super busy. We don't put camp in the gym when pickleball's playing.
Probably smart.
Very smart. So they go in midday when that's our lull, that's our big lull. So it is nice to have them here during that time. But we are doing a lot of brainstorming on how to create more spaces from outside. This room took a beating. There were some very expensive repairs we did based on that. That we know those amounts that can't continue. So it's coupled with partly training, partly where we put the kids and the timing, what activities are they doing when? Are they in here when they're really full of energy in the morning? Or are we bringing them in the afternoon when they're really tired? So there's different things we can do to kind of mitigate some of the actions. And Maxine's suggestion about chairs, we halfway through the summer bought new covers for all the tables that are plastic and reusable. So that has helped a lot. We didn't do any paint activities this summer. But they do messy things outside, which is helpful. And we're exploring, can we do a lunch eating operation outside in one of the shaded areas and bring we have tons of extra picnic tables. So could we create a really nice place for them that's shaded and sheltered and they can have a nice place to eat lunch so they're not eating lunch in this room? Yeah.
And the other pieces will be purchased and get donated, some of the,
Shelters.
tents.
So like the pop-up flies, yeah, like we have it headed,
Yes. Yeah.
thank you, yes.
Yeah, yes, we can explore something similar. They're a little, we get a lot of weather coming through. So, yeah, we had an incident during Harvest Fest. We had 2 weights on each of the tents and 2 of the tents blew up just during Harvest Festival. So we're buying more weights. So again, so that's why we're talking about finding spaces where we can shelter it, have it be nice and safe. Yeah, absolutely.
You mentioned about the singing, do you bring someone in during that training to teach them some of the camp songs?
I taught the
You do.
camp songs.
Yes.
I love teaching camp songs. Yeah.
There's also someone in the community who plays guitar and does that, so.
Right.
They might volunteer their time because they live in all of that, so.
That would be great. I'd love to get that contact.
To do that.
Yeah. Yeah, might be nice to have that person for the family.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yes. That would be great. Maxine could teach arts and crafts.
They love it.
I was very fortunate this summer that my director. He had a lot of camp experience and had a very good repertoire of camp songs. in
Right.
his pocket.
He had worked at a sleepaway camp too, which is getting anyone that's worked at a sleepaway camp is a coup. So that was a big deal, and he's majoring in recreation. So that was a huge fun. We really hope he'll come back next year, but unfortunately, he's really trying to find a full-time job, so probably won't.
We do have a couple of prospects who released counselors, so that's something that would be
Yeah.
also do very well.
Yes, absolutely. We have a young woman that is a member here, and she's phenomenal, an Olivet resident, so.
If we looked at going to the other end of the spectrum for camp counselors, like retirees or people in, I mean that in a bad way.
No, we advertise on Indeed,
Yeah.
and there's no age requirement, like, well, sorry, there's no
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
cap on the age. We will hire people. And we have hired people that are adults or retirees. They don't always stay, but we have in the past. So would you like to work next summer?
No, but probably. Oh, you mean here? I thought you meant just in general. No.
Absolutely. And you know what Jill mentioned about having the kids here is really important because one of the things that when we were building this center, one of the things we really talked about was opportunities for intergenerational programming. So having the kids here when our older adults are here is really important. And hopefully, as that happens more and more, some of those older adults may want to volunteer, particularly with the younger kids. So we'd love to see that, absolutely, because I firmly believe that that just makes our whole community richer when we have those opportunities for intergeneration.
One thing you noticed I may have forgotten, you said ages 5 to 12. Indoor playground, what do we put up a limit on that?
Whatever the 12-year-olds are in there by themselves, just so they're not running over the young ones.
It's supposed to be on that equipment.
Oh, they absolutely
Yeah.
can. It's adults can use it.
Yeah, I was just wondering where it's there.
And they absolutely do.
recommend it, but I.
Yeah,
Have you gone down the slide?
Before
the slide is fast. It's a very fast slide.
On the bottom,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I
It is a fast slide. It's not as fast as the fire departments.
No, that is.
No, but it's close.
And you guys ended up coming upside backwards and upside. down.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be careful in that fire department one.
Did it call on 911?
Just an observation from when I would come up to work out. On behalf of the council, I would like to just thank you, because and TJ, but Jill, for the ankle something last summer. You were, at one point, you were walking around here with a boot or something, you had a camp going on and life was crazy
I
and.
say a lot of times I have my compression sleeve on just to. About 5 years ago, I broke my foot, so.
But you're a trooper and you live and breathe camp, which you have to do, because I know that as being a camp director in the past, but it's, it's. You don't sleep for the 8 weeks, I know that, and, but it's the energy here when we come up to work out, and the energy in the kids and, just, it was a question last summer going into the summer, and the kids were well behaved and they were polite and, it was just really very welcome.
Absolutely. Yeah. We put the fear in them too.
That doesn't hurt.
Yes.
Not quite enough if they wore into your room.
Well, a lot of it was just, just happens.
Just weird.
It just happens. Yeah. Yeah. Little ones trying to open a juice box. Good God. Yeah.
All right, so is that it?
That is it. Thank you so very much.
Move on. Item number 6, annual work plan.
I don't
And
know.
progress updates. So should we start?
Oops. Yep.
Dark sky.
Dark sky.
Well, we were going to submit our application because I was under the impression that you could submit all the parks on one application. When Jill tried to do that, it was rejected. So they are going to use Olivet as a pilot program,
Again.
to,
Yes.
to consider, like, to figure out how it's gonna work, that we do all our with maybe 4 parks at once, because they would like other cities to do the same thing. And there's so much that, that's repeat for each park, it makes
Right.
sense.
Plus, it's easier for them if we do just one application, because otherwise they gotta review 4
Right, right.
applications, yeah.
And so, yeah, I think. And then, the guy that's in charge of it, and then Beverly was out, so we need to schedule a meeting.
So I think the really important thing that Stephanie could lead with is that Bill and Stephanie have had meetings and they've been doing work. So we have that result, but I think it's important to say thank you for meeting because you guys met between meetings.
Well,
and-
you were there too.
I was, but yeah, it was good.
We had the application all ready to go for all 4 parks.
And we did submit it. I mean, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And it is progress, even though
Yeah.
it is a step forward, a step
right.
Yeah.
sideways.
yeah.
So
So, yes, Beverly, are you taking, because he should talk to you, so are you taking the lead to set up a meeting?
I will, yes.
And
And,
then-
yeah, I came back midweek last week and I have to get through Turkey Trot and then I will reach out to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And who's he?
the guy from Dark Sky. It's our representative from the National Dark Sky.
Right, and
Organization.
so I will.
Or case manager. I
So
guess he is.
to be on the call, but I'm not gonna say anything because he's looking for you to give him assurance that,
Yeah,
because you're in charge.
yeah, no problem. But I will be setting that up. Yes.
Well, I agree with you, we're in charge. That wasn't what my lip was for, so that is running
Yeah.
around. I guess. What are they looking from us? And that's what I kind of haven't been able to, I mean.
I don't know either.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what
I don't know. I don't know what they need from us.
Because there's so much, I think he just wants us to say, okay, we've got a lighting management plan, that's gonna be the same. Your letters of support are gonna be the same, so I think we should, well, maybe we could talk this offline, I think we should say is, we will do the sky quality measurements at each park, so you've got darkness readings, so we should do that at each park. We've got the coordinates of each park. Well, we should do a lighting inventory for each park too. So those are the 2 biggies. Do the sky quality meters and the lighting coordinates. Other than that, I'm trying to,
So why do we meet offline? And what I'm thinking, what I prefer for us to do is I don't want to go meet with them and go, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? And then we spend an hour going, well, why don't we do some stuff? And then why don't we lay out what we want to do?
Yeah.
Present it to him in that meeting
Right.
and then have him say
Right.
what else he wants so that at least we're driving.
Yeah, because I think all he has to do is adjust their application to say, we're an agency, here's our agency lighting plan, here's our
Yes.
agency policies and
Yeah.
practices, blah, blah, blah. And then these are our individual sites and then the specifics for each site. I think that's all that needs to happen. Yeah.
Hey, let's try that. It's the meeting,
so propose our
exactly.
application.
Otherwise, 'cause I don't want them thinking, and then, oh, let's come up with a new requirement out of the blue. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
So you guys are gonna take that?
Yeah, we'll take it.
we
Yep.
were already gonna
Yep.
meet, but we'll do a, Stephanie and I can meet, do a pre-meet and come up with an
So-
agenda.
We're good. Item 6B, outreach up.
Yes, outreach opportunities. So our big thing happening next week, Turkey Trot, we are on track to have about 2,000 runners. So it's very exciting. We'd really like to be able to give $15,000 to the food pantry. We're really working on that.
Can be,
What?
that I'm gonna.
15,000, we're really hoping, really hoping.
Get the most love.
Up out, if
Yeah.
I could be there early.
I think we might have done that. We might have done that last
I
year.
think we did.
Uh,
I think we did
I can do
15
that.
last year, but we really are, everything's gone up. Shirts more, everything's more this
Okay.
year. So we're really hoping.
Well,
We-
you also ask people to bring hand donations.
We've had 4 pickups already from here, which is fantastic.
And.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
had a number
Well,
of
there's-
people
they
tell
need to
me
call and
they
get it
sent
picked up.
checks.
yeah.
And so are we tracking that? in any
Well,
way?
we kind of do. If they send checks, no, we can't track it. But if people, when they register can donate additional money. Yeah. Yes, yes.
We can
A
talk
lot of people are
afterwards.
doing
Yes.
that.
We're also,
A number of
That'd be
people
exciting.
do
yeah, we're also selling raffle tickets for 2 $250 gas cards for Mobile on the Run. So Mobile on the Run gave those. So Those are selling, so we're hoping to get a little bit of money from that. So we'll be really pushing them hard during packet pickup. Packet pickup is next Tuesday and Wednesday in this room. So we're going to have displays from, because we have a captive audience, we're gonna have department displays in there. The food pantry will also have information out. Great Rivers Greenway will also have their information out about the new extension.
Do you need help from this committee for packet pickup?
Packet pickup, I think we have covered. We might need a little bit on Tuesday if you're interested.
Which day is?
Yeah.
What time Tuesday?
It's Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Tuesday,
Do you have the time?
well, we start, it's 9 to 6 on Tuesday and Wednesday it's 9 to 5. However, I have a bunch of volunteer shifts filled, so I can't tell you right now exactly when those are.
Okay.
It's slow on Tuesday, it gets really busy on Wednesday, and there's certain times, Darren sort of has a spreadsheet about when it gets super busy.
I think she needs help. I'm sending it.
I will, okay, thank you, Sue.
Maybe if you could also figure out where you've got the holes, and then if you
Yeah.
could circulate to us.
Yeah, I'll send an email out.
Oh, you need
Okay,
help, though,
four. The other thing we may need help with is setting up the park. That's, that we sometimes need help with that, so I can send that out.
Yeah.
We're doing a big photo booth this year sponsored by Plant Haven Farm, so it's hay bales, it's going to have mums and gourds and blankets for people to have a nice cute picture.
Sure you don't want to stay?
I know you're missing out, huh? That's okay. It's important to go with your family. Jim has a need for parking volunteers the day of. It's a very fast job. It's in and out. You don't have to do the race. You don't have to stay for the race. You can just come help park cars and then leave. So if that anyone's interested in doing that.
Tonight, so.
Oh, good.
So we can have park cars? Like there's a Ferrari, we can go.
Sadly,
Well, I
no.
Oh.
I've got a bunch of our family
Yeah.
doing it, but,
Good, but we always need more help.
yep, well.
I think you're gonna have more than 2,000 people this year.
You think we'd have more? I hope so.
That's what I'm hearing.
I'd like to. Our numbers aren't showing it yet, but,
I'm hearing they're showing up,
okay.
unless it's pouring.
It's the way, yeah, weather is a
It's
big
the weather
determinant.
later. So if the
Yeah.
weather is as it's saying right now, you're gonna have more than.
Yeah, when it's sunny, our
Yeah.
registration goes up. If it's pouring rain, it goes down. Just like
And if it's cold.
the minute we get a sunny day in March, all of a sudden we start getting picnic reservations. And then the cold will come back and they all stop again.
It turns cold Wednesday and Thursday, not horrible.
It's not as
Yeah.
bad as
The
everybody.
good news is that the rain is,
Yeah, they were predicting rain.
Yeah,
but they
rain
pulled
is
it.
bad.
So,
Yeah,
but it's much better.
yeah, rain is bad for parking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very bad.
all right,
Okay, so
green tea.
Green Team submitted, oh, are you?
Gotta get this.
Yeah. Why don't you do yours and then I can.
Okay.
I can.
So Green Team submitted the annual report for the challenge to the Missouri Botanical Garden and the Earthways Center. So that was a huge thing that the committee did, thankfully. I did not have to write that report. I was very pleased. And we sent our pictures in, which is very exciting. And that's my main news.
Okay, and we had a meeting with the various municipalities,
Mhm.
Crestwood, Brentwood, this was at the Greenway Center.
Right. And
And
Jim, you
very-
and Susie represented us,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Very interesting to see what different places were doing. And in some cases, people are looking to us
Really?
in terms of what we're doing.
That's
Well,
fantastic.
So, we've got a long ways to go, but I
Mhm.
think that it's a good collaborative effort
It is.
in terms of finding out what people are thinking, what they could do. One thing that came up were goats,
Oh, yeah.
and Brentwood had goats,
Good.
and.
The more
so-
people that do it, the better. So when we bring them in, we don't get the complaints.
Yeah, so, and they talk about that, so, but just in terms of recycling and some of the things that they're doing, so, and I think we're having another meeting on Friday.
Great. Great.
Do we want to ask the city council if the city wants to do just,
Well, I believe that, that when they set their goals in the springtime, that will be one of the things they discuss.
okay.
That's my guess. Because the Green Team members on the council, so my assumption would be it will be discussed. But when we launched this, we knew that it was a department project, not a city project, so,
But
yeah.
I thought the hope was that once the city saw that it's not that onerous,
Yes.
that they would step up. and-
Yeah, I believe that yeah, is always our hope, but I don't want the Parks Commission to be the big ones saying you need to do this.
I think we're still kind of in the ramp up stage and to see where we are.
Yeah.
I think we need to. Maybe I would be surprised if it was selected or it's adopted this year,
Yeah,
because we really have, we've done, don't take this wrong way, we've done good work, but we don't necessarily have a lot to show for it yet. We're on a track to, so by next year,
right.
the green team
Yeah.
can say, we've done these
Yeah.
things.
And the things we're doing in the Parks and Rec Department are phenomenal, and we're doing fabulous things, and we're light years ahead of a lot of other Parks and Rec departments around here. But when the city takes it on, there's a whole host of things that happen with public works, engineering, fire and police that we are not in that realm. So that's why I really don't want to be an advocate for them, because I know the amount of work it'll be involved there. So I'm very pleased with the way we're going right now, and we'll let the council take the lead on that.
And I think coming up,
That council meeting is gonna be between now.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's been off.
Oh, it's been up. Okay.
and coming up with, from the meeting, a lot of the cities started with parks.
They did. Yeah, Webster Grove started with parks, and they did it in parks for a couple of, well, several years before it went citywide.
All right. 60. park visit.
Yeah, Commissioner Park visit.
I sent you a late email.
My apologies.
No, there's no reason to apologize. I had a late doctor appointment and then forgot that I didn't send it to you. So on my way home, when I dropped off my wife, I emailed it to you.
I had a computer virus issue today.
Oh my
so
God.
I will see if I can get into, I might be able to get through.
You know what,
through the
don't worry,
drive.
I'll just talk through it. So
Okay, great.
don't look at me because I still haven't added to yet. I know. As soon as I saw you, I'm like,
Don't look at me. Don't look at
I
me.
need to do that. I still have that receipt sitting on my desk with your name. Awesome. We had several, people that went through, numbers are about the same overall. There wasn't any major comments that I've seen.
Okay,
Overall, I mean, we're trending about the same.
okay.
I know that's not very exciting, and I had graphs that showed all of that.
Yeah.
Again, the request is if everybody could go, I know I didn't give your access, I spent longer complaining why I haven't done it, then it'll actually should be assigned to. But if you go, just remember that the form, you can actually keep it open. I literally leave it on my phone all the time. Then all you gotta do is just go through, it takes 30 seconds. One reminder, when you do it, all the fields are required. So like, even if there's, there are any issues, if there's none, just put no, you can't skip it. One thing I've noticed, and probably other people as well, now it's getting cooler, I haven't seen as many people in the parks.
Right,
I didn't add this in one of my comments, but I was excited to see, at least in Villa, new mold being put down.
yes,
And I got watched the tractor. That's always,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the 10-year-old in me watching the tractor move
Yeah.
around.
absolutely.
But overall, it's been good. I did hear comments, people talking about, at least at Villa, with the work that's been done and now the grass being put in, how it looks better, and it's getting there, so that was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just please go to the parks. If you don't document it, that's okay. One of the comments was we should all be going, and we think everybody should. I personally am horrible at if I don't. I actually have to schedule everything. I just had to schedule a meeting, Jim, next Thursday. Otherwise, I would not have been there. But if you need to put it in your calendar to just go visit a park, do it. It's good for us, and it's good for the parks, and it's amazing. Sue has said, and I think Stephanie as well, how many people you just.
I never put it in.
And it's more important that we're out and at the parks than it is we document it. But just being out and about is huge.
I do have a quick update. We had some more vandalism at Indian Meadows.
Oh.
However, it was in the bathrooms, which are now locked for the season. We took care of it, but there is a trail cam at Indian Meadows right now. So the police are, we actively work with them to figure out what's going on. It is kids. And it's kids from the neighborhood. So,
Of course you.
of course, yeah, it always is. It's not kids from you know, another town. It's our,
Which is
it's
what we
our,
want.
it's our kids. It's all of it.
Yes.
Related, I guess, to the parks, and I guess it fits under Commissioner, but one of the big topics we talked about quite a bit in the summer was the pavilion at Indian Meadows and an issue. Is that better? Or-
Yes.
Okay, so we
Yes.
haven't talked about it in a while. so-
We haven't talked about it in 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we are not renting it.
Okay.
We've taken it offline, so it's not being rented. It is something that the council will have to address in the future. It's on our vision to renovate that playground and figure out a solution for the pavilion at that time. Yeah. So that this commission can let the council take the lead on that.
Any question for me?
But the work at least I've been last couple of weeks at Bill and Riverside, they look pretty good.
They do.
Their staff's doing a great
Yeah.
job.
They look good, it's just not, I mean, it's cooler, so there's just
Yeah.
not as many people.
Yeah.
They're working
Yeah,
on,
and we've done a lot of seating
Yeah.
and things, so you'll hear about that in the department.
and there's some stuff being,
Okay, so Patrick switched up the monthly update for you on Five Oaks to make it less repetitive, so,
there's some.
oh, sorry. I apologize. Little typo, but what he really wanted to highlight for you is a very interesting thing that we've been watching, and that is our daily usage fees have been dramatically increasing. So you have this fabulous
that's-
graph that he's put here. So non-resident youth and adults are vastly more purchasers of the day use pass instead of a membership. We've even done, you get a discount if you buy 10 visits. They still don't do that. But they're coming and they're repeaters and they're coming regularly. If they were to buy an annual pass, they would save dramatically, but they prefer to pay the daily fees. It is,
Basketball people.
they play basketball, they work out, ping pong is really gaining in momentum. Yeah,
These
yeah.
are what age group?
They are anywhere from high school kids up to 40-year-olds.
Not residents, so they're coming from what, like, core?
They come from Creve Coeur, Wellston, University City, Frontenac, unincorporated county. Yeah, but you know, people get their
They're
groups,
meeting
the people they want to
friends.
play with.
Hip and trendy.
Yeah,
too.
we are. We get a lot of Parkway high school kids coming to play basketball, and it's phenomenal watching
Saw
them.
one tonight.
Yeah, they're so good. Yeah, so it
What I know.
it's, yeah, it's very interesting. A lot of Ladue kids come and they buy the passes and they use this is shocking to me. I know it's the trend, but they're using their own little debit cards. And then they go and they use their debit cards at the vending machine and then they order Uber Eats to get delivered and then they take Uber home. So how much have they spent in the time they're here? Phenomenal amounts of money. So,
Hey, don't
yeah.
complain.
so, what we're seeing is because there's so many non-residents here, but not as many residents, they're going to do some outreach targeted to youth and adults about the day passes because they are very popular. So they're going to do a little bit around that. But the other thing that's interesting to see is where you see the peaks of huge increases, particularly non-resident youth and resident youth. You see the peaks happening when school's out. So college kids coming home at break, we get a lot of kids come in, starting in December, we'll see a huge uptake and they're here through January. And then in the summertime, absolutely. And then the dips, this is what's really interesting.
That's interesting.
Pat found the dips coincide with an increase of membership sales for both non-residents and residents. So there are some of these that are translating into buying a membership. And then some of them will come in and out. So there was a young man from Ladue High School came in, I guess, because basketball season is coming. He came in and reactivated his monthly membership that he had discontinued in the beginning of the summer. So, you know, it's very interesting to try and suss out what exactly is happening.
How is the effect of looking for ID?
I was gonna ask, when does that correlate to our,
Did not blip at all because all the other centers make you do it. What? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
That-
Yeah.
That we started, you were having some problems
Yeah, and it
So-
it
Oh, with
totally
the
took care of it,
IUS.
totally took care of it. We had a problem, before I went to California, I kicked a young man out indefinitely because he was, betting on shots. So he's out, but we had his photo in the system. I knew who he was and he was exactly who he said he was. So the system's working. So he's banned. Now he's got a flag on his account. So it worked.
Okay,
Yeah, because there's absolutely no
but
gambling
it
here.
didn't impact
No,
usage at all.
no, it's been fantastic.
It's actually, I think, I'm guessing it may have improved our usage.
I don't know, but I do know that people like it. You know, some people say, oh, I'm glad you're doing that. So, Yeah.
I've heard that.
yeah,
And I've
so
heard that they feel more comfortable here.
I'd be very interested to know who you're talking to because that is not what I've heard, but that's great. I mean, I hear people are comfortable here, but I haven't heard that it's directly correlated to that. So that's good. Okay,
I've heard
great.
a couple of times.
Great. Then we had a question at the last meeting about when people, how often are people renewing, re-upping or canceling? So Pat spent a lot of time trying to get that out of our software. You would think that that is a software report that everybody with memberships would want to know. What he ended up having to do was run sales reports, put them together and then sort them in Excel to kind of find the duplicates. So what he found is that we've had cancellations and the disproportional amount of those cancellations are the monthly users. And when you think about it in a broader perspective, that makes sense because a lot of times people that are monthly users may not have a steady income. They don't have the money to pay for a year at once. And so they maybe have more varying times when they have the money to have their membership. So just like with any health club.
Oh, and they want their membership when
yeah.
all there's certain.
Right. Then when we did that big push to tell people, hey, if you buy an annual membership, remember we changed the rates to recoup back the credit card fees for the monthly charges. Well, not necessarily that, but the staff time, because the staff time with the monthly memberships is much higher than the annual because the credit cards expire or go out of service and then TJ spends an inordinate amount of time calling people to track down their new numbers and no one answers their phones and, we don't text. So, it becomes this big thing. So by putting the monthly memberships up higher, having the annual membership rate be a deal, a lot of people did cancel their monthly and go to the annual. So that's another thing where you're seeing that there. And then a small number of people came in and bought memberships and then realized, oh, I have active renew, or they've retired and now they've switched to active renew. So we see that happening. Then we also have people that are snowbirds. And there's a big chunk of them just started peeling off for Arizona and Florida, and then they'll come back. And then, but then the other thing is, Pat's gonna keep working on this so he can show you some retention trends at the next time we meet. So that'll be beneficial. So it was a great question that you asked. Did not think it would take this much time, but once Pat got his teeth into it, he really, really wanted to get you an answer.
Right.
Okay.
So item number 8, city council report. Dean Lana.
So last night, we got an update on. Price, not price, Olive Crossing.
All of course.
And I don't know if everyone's been on Facebook or social media this week, but Brass Tap is starting to promote that they're going to be opening in Sprinter. They've been starting to advertise that they're coming to St. Louis. Marriott Courtyard is going to be going in there, and PCBC has had a couple of very long meetings past weeks, past month, looking at the plans and everything. And then that lot where the office building was going to go, they're waiting for a big announcement. Some vice president of some restaurant group or some organization is coming to town. None of us know anything except that once he needs to
It's
come
a
to town and
big deal.
see the property, then they will make a big announcement. So, we're kind of going, we did approve last night that, so on the corner of Patty Corn from, Aldi's is an empty building now. That's where the CBD,
All of the dispensary.
right, in Tatum, dispensary was. I don't know that we call them dispensary, I'm not sure what we call them, store, CBD store.
Yeah, it's not a dispensary.
It's
Yeah.
not a dispensary, it is, they moved over across the street. We are, Olivet acquired that building because we're going to be, we have a grant and we're gonna be widening that corner for when people leave that area. And so, Olivet now owns that building and to, so that we don't have a liability till spring, we are going to tear down that building sooner and we'd rather have a vacant space there than to have an empty building sitting there. So we voted last night to tear the building down. We have a wrecking company to come in and tear it down. But hopefully it will be torn down before the end of the year or right at the beginning of the year. We're hoping to get it done before the weather gets bad. It will take anywhere from 2 to 3 days. And then, that area will just be blocked off, for the time being. But that whole corner will be a whole other new turning lane, which will really help it.
Oh, really will, really will.
And it will also help with, people going down Alice to cut through to Hilltop, and it will also help with the big trucks that go.
Yes.
Can't make the turn.
Massive
Yeah, make
trucks.
the turn
Yeah.
into the, in and out of the industrial port.
Or in and out of Hilltop.
Right, so, well, they don't belong.
Well,
I know.
doesn't
So, so that was, so Bruce was there last night, to present that and we approved all of that. And then where, Easy Storage is, the owner from Easy Storage, or the realtor for Easy Storage, and the owner of the bowling alley were there last night. So if you're facing Easy Storage, there's Domo, there's 3 empty shells, and then their leasing office. So instead of leasing it to 3 different places, it's gonna be one place, and it is called,
Jin Yang or Yang Jing.
Taste of Jing Yang.
it's a new restaurant.
Jingnan, and it's, an Asian restaurant, or Chinese, I'm not.
It's Asian fusion,
It's
sushi, Chinese. Or a conflict.
But,
Or their
so
market.
they bought it,
No, but it's not, it's a national, it's a franchise.
It's not,
Nope.
no,
no.
It looks like it is.
No.
People there.
no,
It's
that's not, they don't have an internet presence yet.
No, they, it's a mom and pop restaurant. It'll be,
Sauce.
what?
Not the iPhone
No,
sauce. I thought it
No,
was sauce.
no.
And there's no sushi part of it either. So this, they are. They speak Mandarin Chinese. The owners, and they will be moving, they're in the negotiating part, but part of the parking there, there's a big conversation. Is that the bowling alley is going to either rent, or that like, or rent to own. Either, and it's
Restricted.
a stretch right there along the edge, so they're either going to rent them the spaces to start. Or change it so that they can park diagonal up against it. So that when you come through there,
Space between the buildings.
not just, it's the parking lot to the bowling alley has like 160 parking spots, or 180 parking spots, they're gonna. Sell off part of those parking spots, or start to run.
And they're gonna make a drive-through.
Which already, the drive-through goes already there. They're already connected, that's part of the, we've done that with the walkable community.
Okay.
So, and that had already been done.
And the light,
Pardon me?
the light helps too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, so the owner of the bowling alley came to the meeting to just assure us that they are in conversation there and negotiating it so that they can work in partnership.
That's fantastic.
So, which is nice for me before possibility. And, it was, like I said, we're gonna be doing a council retreat towards the end of January to set our goals, because by March, we will be starting to work on the budget, and you don't wanna work on the budget or having the goals overrun. And there are still some openings on pension, some extension boards, and some people, they've been posted, if anyone, knows of someone that might be interested or would be an asset to that, it would be great, and we are going to be doing interviews at the January, workshop, the first week in January.
Do you have a date on Paris Baguette opening?
Did not heard that one. We just know that.
It looks close.
It does, those pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah, they put
it
it,
looks really close.
yeah, they both look close.
Yeah.
My staff is very excited for
Yeah.
Paris Beckett.
I actually went one in New York, it was pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
On the top.
And do you have a date on the apartments leasing? Off hours?
They're trying to coordinate it with this project being done on Frank Road. So that, hopefully, I think it's this spring, in March, April. Okay.
Because they just changed the access. So they're close to.
So they, I haven't driven over there.
They took the fence down and they moved the feet back. And the parking lot's like fully done.
Oh, wow.
So they made a lot of progress.
Is it
Have to drive over there.
We try to get that stuff done before.
It's pretty much done.
Yeah.
They're pushing.
But the idea
before-
is to be done outside so that you can just go.
Yeah.
Correct. And in the
you'll see
last,
that's a lot of the homes.
and also in the last 2 weeks, there's a massive amount of work that's happened. And I'm sure they're pushing. to
But their
be-
goal is to be leasing and up and open by March, April. So we're trying to coordinate. Bruce is working really hard to coordinate the project that Price and All is being done in time, but once again, we're working, he's working very closely and intimately with MoDOT.
Good luck with that.
Question for you on that. And it's probably a MoDOT issue, a topic, I shouldn't say issue. If you're going west on Olive at North Price, that really irritating red, turn light instead of a yellow, is there any talk about changing that? I mean, there's been times where I've sat there like 5 minutes at 11 o'clock at night and it's,
I have sat there a long time. I have no idea why it changed, because it was.
it used to be blinking, yeah, that would be nice to be yellow again.
Which one?
The one on the Price, going south.
My recommendation would be to email Bruce.
Okay.
Well, you know that MoDOT, there's a MoDOT report of concern.
You can also, that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
westbound.
I will tell you why that is, because if there's 3 lanes that you have to cross, they don't flash the line.
There's not.
There's 2.
There's 3 now.
There's 3.
It's been increased.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's been increased to 3.
That's what,
Oh,
Is that what's for-
interesting,
Yeah.
because Dealman still
Because-
flashes, okay, so Dealman, there's only
Because there's
2, and we
three.
just
Can
widened.
you exit down off Dealman and come the other, up Delmar and
Oh,
come the
sorry.
back way?
It's,
Silly.
yeah.
6
Or
and a half
I would
hours
never
ago.
cut through, and I would never cut through,
The clover.
the Clover. I mean, well, the Clover's got the red light too, you gotta go over.
you gotta wait for it.
You gotta wait till,
It's a 3 lane.
yeah.
But to confirm that, you can put, you can go online to MoDOT and there's a
ask them.
customer.
Yeah, so when we call Bruce and tell him something, he refers us to that site.
There's-
That's how I know.
There's
it's
2
there.
ways to do that. One, Post Dispatch has what they call the rope.
They still exist?
Well, I figured.
Oh,
Side of.
So, and I think
Are you done?
and I think what the council's most excited about right now is Turkey Trot next.
There you go. Last one.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, very
item-
quickly, gonna go through, oh, sorry.
Item 9, Parks and Rec Department monthly report.
Sorry.
Tell them what you're doing before you do it. Go ahead.
Very good. So very quickly, big news is we had the Harvest Festival. It was fantastic. Our new model worked really well. We had probably over 450 people here, which was wonderful.
Wow.
We only have a count of the actual children's tickets we sold, but all the kids came with at least 1, if not 2
Okay.
adults. The Not So Spooky Trail was phenomenal. Did you get a chance to go out and see it?
No, I was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There was a picture I thought was in here, but I put it in the newsletter because I had to submit the newsletter at the same time I did this. There was a shack with skeletons coming out of it that was lit up. That was so cool. Yeah, they did a really good job this year. And the council did the craft, which I think the council should do the craft every year. That was fantastic.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, 2 of us did it and the others came to visit.
Yeah, yeah, but that's okay. It was
But
great.
fun.
It was great.
Loved doing
Yeah,
craft
yeah,
and interacting with people.
yeah, it was really good, really good. We have a lot of stuff coming up. We're gonna start doing our membership promotion as we get into the holidays. We have Susie Farron is coming in. It is our artist coming in December. Her work is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And she does all sorts of mixed media. And she's an established artist, so it'll be a nice program. Winter camp registration is open. We have Puzzlepalooza this Friday, sold out. We really think we need to start upping the cost of Puzzlepalooza a little bit. We had goat yoga last Saturday. I do not have pictures. It was a hoot. It was great. The kids' cooking classes, the parent and me cooking classes or caregiver and me cooking classes are doing extremely well. Turkey Trot's coming up. Founders Cup, we actually have both Clayton and Ladue have teams now.
Wow.
So we was a little worried because Clayton wasn't coming in, and then our leader of the Turkey Trot reached out to them and they threw a little shade and said, well, we've been kind of busy. Because, they went to the States and Ladue didn't, but they're going to be there. So the challenge is on. So hopefully Ladue will win because Clayton has swept each one. So we're coming kind of into a little downtime for us. We do have the winter camps coming up, but this is a time when we don't do as much programming, but there's a lot of programs going on. And then as we get into the promotion time, then suddenly during the holidays, this place is hopping with kids and adults and everybody on vacation coming in. Parks Division. I don't have a lot of pictures from the Parks Division. They've been very busy, but this is huge. This is the new mini split at Stacy Park. If anyone has ever volunteered at Stacy Park, you know that room is either the surface of the sun or the North Pole. There is nothing in between. And in the wintertime, we can't get the door open because it freezes shut. It's just unbelievable, even with the new doors. So this mini split is a game changer. People volunteering at Turkey Trot will not have to wear gloves inside the building. And
No.
maybe they can take their hats off. We'll see. But I'm very excited.
We won't have to worry about water freezing.
Yes, we didn't have to winterize the pipes. And then the other thing is all of the supplies we keep in there freeze solid or they separate. So it makes it much better for the paint and everything else we keep in there. So I'm just so happy about this. Parks crew's been really busy getting the parks ready for, the winter, getting everything prepped. They have to tune up all the cars, get them all ready. They got the salt in, all sorts of things, but it's a really busy time to be helping it at recreation. So they were an integral part of the Harvest Festival. Many days did they labor getting the lights up and working on the trails, getting that all done. Now they're prepping the pathway for Turkey Trot, making sure everything's cut back and runners can get through. And then they also assisted with things like the shred and e-waste event. So they don't get a downtime really.
Do we have any numbers on that?
Not yet. We don't have them yet, but police department's in charge of that. So as soon as we get them, I'll give them to you. Yeah, we have lots coming up.
Can I ask one more?
You absolutely can, yes.
The ET movie, how was their attendance at that?
We had 40.
Good or bad?
It's okay. Yeah, wait, I take that back. We had 40 pre-sale, 19 showed up, but then they bought a lot of snacks. Yeah, so, yeah.
Something to add, and you might notice the Greenway Trail. They've decided that it's gonna cross Olive by Chevy's.
Yes, it's already, it always has. It always has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's already painted.
There's an old trailhead there.
It says Hilltop.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
Hilltop.
Yeah.
It's always been
And you're across.
it's always been there, yeah. It's going to
That's
cross,
where that green-
it's going to cross here too.
It needs to cross Olive somewhere.
It has to.
And next up.
That's
right.
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
side
that,
of
they've
the
got
road
the, they've
goes
got
all
the
the way
green
down to
across.
Shaw Park.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, that's why they moved the crosswalk about 20 yards to the west of Hilltop. They moved it just west
Okay.
when they did the lane.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
So-
there was
so
a
that's why
lot
they
that
put
happened.
green And
Yeah.
they laid it, instead of right at Hilltop at Aldi's, they moved it up the sidewalk
Okay.
about
Yeah, cause I know Great Rivers Greenway has been,
So that's. been-
they work with MoDOT a lot to figure.
They do, they
traffic.
had, it took forever to get permission to do the painting on the, and then they also remember they redid that whole sidewalk underneath
It's
the
a-
overpass.
It's a little goofy, you
Mhm.
know, right now, but once they get the greenway, it'll make sense when they build it.
Mhm. Yeah.
But right now, you're like,
Yeah.
why'd they do that?
Yeah, the trailhead by CVS was built years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, in anticipation of
Of
this.
this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then now they're starting to work on the engineering from here. Then the next phase, west, and there will be a traffic light going in out there. When we have more information, I'll give a presentation on
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I have one question. Where does the commission come in terms of planning and goals? I mean, we did a lot of work on parks and so forth. What is our role in looking to see where the parks are going in the next 5 years? I have not seen that in the.
It's so funny you should ask that because it's on your future agenda items.
Okay.
Wait, where are the future agenda items?
Here. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I skipped them. I apologize. Yes, new projects, that's an annual capital improvement plan. Those two are where we talk about that.
Okay, and then you will need to put together a group to kind of, is that something
Do that
that you
at
present to
future
us, or what role do we play in what projects we want to?
Well, you already identified the projects and you gave the priority ranking previous years. We built the capital to reflect that. So then we're gonna look at them again in the coming year. So we're looking at them in January to set your work plan for the year. And then we're gonna look at the annual capital improvement plan. Now we can move that up. It doesn't have to be April. We can push that back up into an earlier date based on your conversation in January.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
So other future,
Yeah, the other thing that Sue and I talked about briefly is that we don't have any presentations scheduled in December and you don't have any decision making. So would you like to cancel the December meeting?
How does it relate to? One break.
Yeah.
Are there kids off on Friday?
One in daycare is still,
Right, but
yeah, I think,
the public,
yeah, that's okay.
I'm okay.
so is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
If we cancel the December meeting,
Do we have
Yeah.
a motion and a vote?
December 17th.
do we need to vote on it?
Yeah, we could.
Are there any requirements?
I don't think you
I
have
think we
to,
just cancel.
I think you can
You
just
just
cancel
cancel
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no vote required.
But I'll put it under the minutes under
And make sure we fill the others. in.
You can send you know how you send everyone a calendar invite?
yeah, I'll cancel the calendar invite too and send everybody an email. Yeah. Okay.
All right, is that it? Anything else?
Dates of upcoming importance and there's, we're not as busy as okay, but it's not as busy a time, but there are things happening. Future agenda items. That's it.
And that's just, I know we're everybody anxious to go, just a general question.
Mhm,
So I'm gonna pick on paint and sip.
mhm.
I'm not a paint and a sipper.
A what?
So I'm the sipper, paint and sip. So like as council members, can we just like stop by and see how things are going?
Absolutely.
And that's
You
one
can
reason I
peek in the
never
window.
do.
You can peek in the window.
Okay, cause I,
Yeah.
it's just a,
It's a group of
Uh,
ladies drinking wine and painting.
okay, maybe I have to go in there. Similar way, no, we haven't seen her painting skills, no.
There's pictures in the last activity guide. There's a picture of all the ladies. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's freehand.
It's freehand.
That's why I don't come.
Yeah, there's a picture in the last activity guide of the paintings the ladies did in the class. I mean, it's quite a lively group.
As a picture, you can just pop your head in.
And that's what I was asking, yeah, 'cause I'm like, I really don't wanna pay and go, but then I think it would be
You'd love
good
to
for
see.
us to go and
The
thank
visibility
people.
doesn't hurt.
And that's kind of,
Yeah.
oh, okay. so
Well, you know,
you
the other
think
thing, the other thing I would highly recommend that when they do the next open mic night, that's a really nice night to come. Because they'd love to have more audience
Mhm.
there and it's quite good entertainment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first one was really good.
yeah, it really is, yeah. And you never know who's, seriously, you never know who's gonna
We
show
had
up.
some professional.
We
there
did.
we
There was a
had-
professional organist this last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a symphony member was
Yeah.
there at the first one.
Yeah, and then we have a woman that studied piano at Juilliard and she plays. I mean, it
Yeah.
is, it's
Professional people show up.
Really
It's
nice.
Kind of amazing.
Yeah,
Really.
well, all of that is very diverse, as we all know, and there's a lot of talent here. More PhDs in Olivet than any other area of St. Louis, right?
I did not know that.
I believe that's true.
You know, I say it is until it is.
Are we, can I entertain a
It's
German?
like 4 or something professors that watch through that. 4 or 5.
Oh, I think there's more than that.
Oh, yeah, those are ones that I personally know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a
I
motion
moved it.
for us to adjourn.
I will second that.
All in favor? All opposed? We're adjourned.
Thanks, everybody. Let me, hang on. I gotta stop the recording. Where's my?
I'll see you.
meeting?
So you there at 7? What do I need to bring?
I asked her, and she was like, no, 1 mile is enough, you
Yeah.
know, if they have to do the mile run in full.
Okay, cause I got like a light up
I told her that.
like